Good morning and Happy New Year. My name is Daniel Johnson, Assistant Product Development Manager at the BTA, specialized in sports tourism. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today at this press conference to welcome University of Western Ontario and Georgetown University. As you can see, I'm grinning ear to ear because I am extremely happy and excited to have these teams here at the same time, at the same place, and having to work with them for the last 6 to 9 months, and to be able to have them here is very, very exciting and thrilling. I'd like to thank Coach Vicky Crowley and also Jack Levette for bringing their team to Bermuda and choosing Bermuda as a destination for the training camp. Today I have Minister Jamal Simmons and Minister Levita Fogo here as well, who will officially welcome the athletes. You will hear from them in a few minutes. Also this morning, Donna Rayner, representing our local partners from the Bermuda National Athletic Association, will be here to help us preview a unique track and field meet this weekend. It will feature athletes from Western and also some of our local track athletes here in Bermuda. Also, my colleague Pat Phillip Farron will be here to explain the partnership between the Bermuda National Sports Center, who represents all of this here, as you see. And also we'll have Sean Tucker, who's the chairman of the Sports Center. He will give his remarks as well. Before he does that, a quick story of how these sports groups positively impact our economy, far and wide. They are staying in our hotels, eating at our restaurants, and also hiring local transportation companies at the time of year when businesses are especially need an extra boost. Just two days ago, it was fun to watch Georgetown University, who has 70 athletes, enter into a grocery store all at once and load up their shopping carts with dozens of food, single-handed items, and also turn a normal day of shopping into a busy day. Trust me, I have photos to prove that. So I would like to turn it to Sean Tucker, who will say a few words.
Thank you, Daniel. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and to the media. And a very special, warm Bermuda welcome to our friends from Georgetown University and the University of Western Ontario. It's a pleasure for us to have you here, and we're eagerly waiting with great anticipation to see your teams in action. As chairman of the National Sports Center, I tend to be somewhat biased. I truly believe that we have world-class facilities here, facilities that all of Bermuda can be extremely proud of. And as such, it is a true vote of confidence to have such outstanding teams coming to Bermuda to take advantage of our facilities. We thank you for that and hope that you will continue to come to Bermuda to train for many years to come, and that you will tell others as well, so that everyone can know not only how beautiful Bermuda is, not only how warm and wonderful her people are, but how fantastic its National Sports Center is. Don't be disappointed by our weather. I spent 4 years in university in Canada, and so I know that the weather we've had over the past 2 days is not that far off from a summer's day in Canada. Luckily for us, this is about as bad as it gets. These visits by Georgetown University and the University of Western Ontario are just two of many that are taking place or which have taken place. We recently had Germantown Academy, who are again using our pool for swim and dive training. And we've also played host to international swimming teams as well as overseas hockey teams. The Bermuda Tourism Authority is working very hard to attract sports teams and colleges and universities to the island during the shoulder seasons. And we are delighted to partner with them in that initiative by ensuring that we meet the team's expectations when they arrive. In addition to providing an excellent forum for competition for our athletes, hopefully the activities here over the next few days can also help to inspire some of our own young people to work in line with our motto here at the National Sports Center, which is to move, develop, train, and achieve. We know that if the weather doesn't keep you completely warm while you're within our shores, we know that without a shadow of a doubt that the warmth for which Bermuda's people are known will warm your hearts and keep you coming back. Thank you again for coming. We're glad that you're here. Thank you. I'd like to now turn the mic over to Pat Phillips Farron from the Bermuda Tourism Authority.
Good morning. Thank you, Sean. Excuse me. Like Sean, allow me, on behalf of the Bermuda Tourism Authority, to extend a warm welcome to our visiting athletes from Ontario and Washington, D.C. Thank you for choosing Bermuda. Warm is the operative word, of course, because the weather forecast shows more snow in store for the campuses of University of Western Ontario and Georgetown University. In fact, in DC, where they don't get a lot of snow, they're bracing for something called a snow hurricane, which sounds pretty awful. So, although our weather hasn't been perfect this week, we think it's been good enough to make your classmates back home jealous that you're out here with us in Bermuda while they're dealing with snowstorms. Not surprisingly, weather has been one of the main selling points of this sports tourism partnership between the Bermuda Tourism Authority and the National Sports Centre, now entering its third year. Teams in the US and Canada, like the two teams with us here today, are our primary target. We're especially proud to see Coach Crowley and her Mustangs because they're the first track and field team to take advantage of our sports training camp since we started this effort back in 2015. I'd also like to recognize Daniel Johnson from our team, who works tirelessly to bring these teams here and to ensure they have an outstanding Bermuda experience. Well done, Daniel. All of the teams we talk to are looking for opportunities to train outdoors in the winter when it's not conducive to do so back home. And fortunately for us, the world-class facilities here at the National Sports Centre are at their most available between November and April. The same is true for our hotel partners. Newstead and Willowbank have inventory to fill at this time of the year, and they're pleased to extend the world-famous hospitality that Bermuda offers to these sports training groups in January. Likewise for our transportation partners and for our local grocery stores, based on the story that Daniel just told. We're in a 2-week period where 3 visiting teams will have an estimated economic impact of $295,000 for Bermuda. We know that matters for jobs, for small business owners, and for local hotels. We're really excited about what this sports tourism partnership has meant over the past few years and the growing potential over the next few years. At the Bermuda Tourism Authority, our plan is to continue on this successful path. We are looking for new opportunities and working hard to bring back some of the teams you've seen here over the past few years. The visit from Western includes a track meet this weekend versus some of our Bermuda athletes. It's rewarding to have Donna and our local partners at the Athletics Association use this opportunity to prepare and promote homegrown athletes for the upcoming season. Those of us here this weekend for the track meet might be a little torn about who to cheer for, but one thing we know for sure, welcoming these sports teams to Bermuda over the past 3 years has been a true win-win-win for tourism, for our local athletes, and for the visiting teams. It's my pleasure now to turn things over to Minister Jamal Simmons, the Minister of Economic Development and Tourism. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. And good morning. Welcome to Bermuda. I have the distinct pleasure of welcoming these athletes to Bermuda with a small commemorative token of our island's appreciation. Before I do so, allow me to make a few comments about sports tourism and the growing popularity of these sports training camps and their impact on the island. As the Minister for Economic Development and Tourism, I'm always delighted to hear about occasions when tourism provides a clearly identifiable economic stimulus for the country, especially during this time of year when tourism season slows down and work hours for our people trails off. All of these athletes staying in our hotels, using our taxis and transportation companies, dining in our restaurants, and visiting our attractions are so important to the year-round tourism economy we are trying to build. These sports groups help to keep tourism engine going and keeps our tourism workers working. It is critically important. So my congratulations to the BTA and the National Sports Center on their 3-year sports tourism partnership, which is going to pay dividends for our country and our people. Thank you. I'll now turn it over to Minister Levita Fogo, the Acting Minister for Sports.
Thank you. It is my pleasure to stand here this morning and welcome Western and Georgetown to their training camp. I say that because the focus has been on tourism, as you know, but we know that sports not only is a vehicle to enhance wellness, but it is a vehicle that allows people to serve as ambassadors for their country. Now, it has also today going to be a vehicle or signal a vehicle for our Bermudian talent to come here and compete with Georgetown and Western. And I thank Donna Rayner for putting that together. But let me say this, as ambassadors, because Western and Georgetown are here using Bermuda as their training camp, we will claim them as ambassadors for Bermuda as well, because as they move on and champion their various aspects of their sports, we will be able to lay claim to their success. And so, once again, welcome here to Bermuda, and we will be watching diligently to see how you progress. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to call forward Coach Vicki Crawley from the University of Western Ontario and Coach Jack Levitt from Georgetown University.
Just want to thank everybody up here for welcoming us so warmly. It's good to see the sun come out today after a couple of days of rain. We're really excited to finish out the week with some strong training and continue to visit all the restaurants and grocery stores and try to spend as much money as we can while we're here. Thanks.
Thank you very much for your hospitality, for the weather. Believe it or not, we're very excited that the sun has come out and we've got a warm breeze here. Hopefully we'll have positive tailwinds on Saturday's meet, but we also look forward to our day off, where we will visit. We'll have groups going to probably 3 or 4 different locations to enjoy the beautiful Bermuda tour scenery. And I was fortunate to come in early September, and I knew that this was just a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for our athletes. And again, thank you for putting this together. In particular, Daniel, who I've worked with on a regular basis since I was here, well, before I came in September, and we really look forward to the rest of the week. So thank you again.
I'd just like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, John Barrett's, Butterfield and Vallis, Dunkley's, Supreme Transportation, and also Guard Transportation. So now it's a pleasure to welcome Donna Rayner of the BNAD.
Good morning. First of all, I would like to thank Western Ontario, Vicki in particular. We met earlier last year in September, and we discussed this meet, and I'm happy and excited to see that this is gonna become a reality. Bermuda National Association will be hosting the first Bermuda versus Canada track meet this coming Saturday, January the 6th at the National Sports Center, and the track meet will begin at 12 o'clock. We already had a track meet on our schedule for this weekend, which aligned with the end of the training camp for the visiting team. So we decided to turn this into a dual meet, which I'm hoping will be an annual event. This event will feature over 50 Bermuda athletes, with most of them vying for a spot on the Carifta 2018 team. We will also feature some of our senior and elite runners, Olympian Trey Houston, Bruce the Gorilla, and Tahira Butterfield. This is going to be a great meet for us, as we will be able to see where our athletes are for this time of the year, and hopefully we will have some of our athletes reaching the qualifying standard for the Carifta Games. This is a perfect time for us as we move forward towards our Carifta preparations, and I'm sure a good time for the visiting athletes as they prepare for their indoor season. We invite the public to come out and witness the first Bermuda versus Canada meet, which we hope will become an annual event. Bring your Bermuda and your Canadian flags. We will be charging $5 at the gate. Seniors and children under 3 will be free. Thank you.
Any questions for the media? Any questions?
Obviously, you can stand right in front of me. Obviously, you are looking forward to training in the fresh air and so forth. But what are you hoping to accomplish here in Bermuda that will springbox you onto your indoor season?
Well, this is the beginning, as Donna had said, of our competitive season back home. We had 2 meets before the holidays, and when we go back, we compete every weekend up until mid-March, which are our national university championships. So this, we've worked in the meet for some of our athletes as part of their training this week, and then, as I said, it gives them the first opportunity to compete before we go back, and then next weekend we have a meet back in Canada. So it's really just a stepping stone to start our indoor season. And it also gives us an opportunity to compete against athletes that we'll never compete against again. So it's outstanding in that respect as well. And we look forward to not only competing against them, but to getting to know the Bermuda athletes. I mean, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and we look forward to taking advantage of that.
How different is it preparing outdoor for indoor season?
Well, this actually is, I mean, it's great. It's a nice break. First of all, our student athletes that are here today aren't worrying about school, okay? So they're not in school and classes in Georgetown, I'm sure can relate to that as well. So it's nice to be 100% focused on building our team. So we'll do some team building activities as well, and focusing on track and looking after themselves as they prepare for what looks like it will be a very exciting season for us.
All right, well, welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Georgetown. You have a group of young or new athletes that came in for the 2017-18 season, but when you're out recruiting or you're looking for talent, what are the particular things you're looking for to get people to come to Georgetown?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, we're looking at the academics, finding really bright young men and women that love the sport of swimming and that are a good fit for our program in terms of their personality. So there's a lot of different aspects that go into the recruiting process, and it's a long process. It usually starts when they're about 16 or 17, and as they progress academically and in the pool, we keep track the whole way through, and we narrow it down into their senior year by the time we get the group that we decide on.
Now, the school has a rich history of swimming, doing well.
Sure.
How do you plan to continue that using Bermuda as a stepping stone to make sure that people are fine-tuned?
Yeah, so we're coming off a pretty good first semester in terms of our competition. So we're using this as trying to keep that momentum going into the home stretch of our season. We've got about 6 weeks left now before we have to perform at the Big East Championships, and we're using this as a kind of a refresh on the second semester and a springboard into the last six weeks.
How has training been going so far?
Really well so far.
I know there's a lot of smiling faces behind you because of...
That means we're not training hard enough.